Hey Nick, how's it going? Thank you so much for allowing me to do this review for you. I truly do appreciate it, and I'm really excited to share with you some of the information I've gathered here that I hope will be helpful when it comes to your online marketing and your online exposure. So the first thing we want to do is take a look at your website because we're going to be driving traffic to your website, and we want to make sure your site is very easy to navigate and that it quickly communicates to a potential customer what you're all about and why they should choose to do business with you instead of your competition. So while I'm here on your website, the first thing I wanted to point out was the fact that I really love your logo right here. The reason I like it so much is because it's unique, and in this line of work with photography, unique is what's going to make you stand apart. And out of all the websites I've done reviews for, and this is by far the most unique logo I've ever seen. And what it's going to do is it's going to grab the attention of the person on your site, and right when somebody logs onto your site, you want to grab their attention and kind of spark their curiosity a little bit, and you've done a perfect job with that with your logo. The second thing I really like about your site is the fact that you split it up into categories. Now this is something I see a lot of people not doing, and it's unfortunate they don't do it because when somebody doesn't split their site up into categories like you did here, like corporate, panoramic exteriors, panoramic interiors, personal work, still life, stuff like that, when they don't split them up into categories, it's going to make it very tough on the person visiting their site to go find the pictures they want to see. So they're going to have to sit down and browse through all the pictures until they finally reach an example of a picture they want to see. But what you've done is you split them up into categories, so somebody just has to log onto your site, and if they want to see corporate pictures, there they are. If they want to see panoramic exterior pictures, there they are. So you just made it's very easy for your users to navigate the site. The third thing I really liked about what you've done with this site is the fact that you included this AOP thing right here, and which is the Association of Photographers. And I like that because that's kind of the ultimate testimonial for yourself. And it's building instant trust with the people that go onto your site because they see you're part of this Association of Photographers, and so that's going to make them just assume that you must know what you're doing if you're part of an Association of Photographers. Even if they don't know what that is, it's still going to build trust with them right away because it kind of acts like an award that you earned. And so it's a very good thing that you included that in there. And the other thing I really liked, and believe it or not, so many people don't do this, is the fact that you included your contact link right here. I've seen so many sites where people they create these beautiful looking websites, they have a great service they're selling, but they don't include a contact link. And so if anybody has any questions about their service or product, they're not going to be able to ask the business owner because there's no possible way to get in contact with them. And having a contact button can actually get you a lot more customers or clients because if they have any certain questions, you can be there to answer them. So with that being said, one thing I would also do is your contact button is kind of hiding in the bottom corner right here, and some people might have trouble finding it. So what I would consider doing is leave the contact button right there, but on your home page, maybe up in this area right here, I would leave your phone number and your email address. That way, right when the site loads, boom, they have your contact information right there without having to look around at all and without having to click on any buttons. And so if they do have any questions, they don't have to go searching around for your contact information because you have it clearly displayed right up in this area right here. The other thing I would consider changing is I would take these categories right here and I would move them to the side so they're right here in this orange area. Obviously I would make the text white though so they don't blend in. And then right here I would actually include photos. So like show one photo at a time but have it rotating every 2 to 3 seconds. And the reason I would do that is because right when somebody logs on to your site, you want to capture their attention right away, like I was talking about, like you did a good job right here. But another way to capture their competition right away is to include examples of the work you've done in the past. And if you have, about 10 pictures that are rotating, that's going to cause the person to sit down and look at all those photos because it's very entertaining for them. And studies show us that the longer somebody stays on your site, the more likely they are to actually do business with you. And so if you could, like I said, just move these links over to the side right here and then include about 10 photos in this section right here and have them rotate. And not only will that make your site look better, but that'll also cause people that visit your site to stay on your site for longer, which will equal more customers. The other thing I would consider doing is, I noticed, like I was talking about here, you built trust by including your Association of Photographers link right here. Another way you could really build trust with your potential clients is to include testimonials on your homepage. So what I would actually do is I would move this down a little bit more so you have more white space right here, and I would gather about 4 or 5 testimonials from people that you've already done work for. And you know how I was talking about having your pictures rotate every 2 to 3 seconds? I would do the same thing with your testimonials. I would put them here, and I would only have one showing at a time, but I would have them rotating every 2 to 3 seconds. And I would really recommend doing this because when somebody views your site, within about 8 seconds, they're going to have a pretty good idea of whether or not you're somebody they want to do business with. And if you could provide those testimonials on your homepage, what they're going to automatically assume is, well, this person had a lot of fun and was very happy with the work Nick did, so there's no reason I shouldn't be either. And so I would really recommend just including those testimonials right there, because it's a trust building factor, and in this line of work, trust is extremely important. And I would also include an email opt-in form somewhere on your site. And what I mean by that is people can leave their name and email address in exchange for something of value from you. So whether it's a small discount on a holiday special or whatever you're having, or maybe if you want to give them a quote, they could leave their name and email address and click the submit button. And if you have an email autoresponder, it's going to automatically store the name and email address. And now you could use this as a marketing tool, because say you get 200 people to sign up for your email list, you just have to type up one email and click the send button, and then it's going to send it out to everybody on your email list. And it's going to, since they entered their name, but this program is automatically going to type their name in where it needs to go, and so it's going to look like it's very personalized to them. So for example, if I was on your list and you wanted to send out an email to me, or to everyone on your list about this Christmas special you have coming up, you just have to type the email, and if in the subject line you said Christmas special for you, and when I get the email it would say Christmas special for you, Brian. So it's a very personal thing, and it's just a great marketing tool to have. So I'd really consider doing that. And then whenever you take new photos or whenever you run specials, you could just quickly send out an email and it'll go out to the hundreds of people that are on your list. So it's a really cool thing and a good idea to include on your website. Other than those few small changes, I wouldn't do anything too drastic to your website, because like you said, it's been around for 10 plus years now, and having an older website, like I said, is very good for Google rankings. But I would just make those small changes. And while we're talking about Google though, I actually want to take you over to the Google search engine right now. Okay, Nick, so now we're over here on the Google search engine, and as you can see, I've typed in the term Ontario photographer. And these kind of keywords are very important, because this is someone who is actively going onto Google in search of your services. So this is someone who can very likely become a client for you. And the reason I typed in Ontario photographer is because I'm just kind of assuming that's going to be one of the main words that you want to rank your site on the first page of Google for. And so we're just going to use this as an example. So as you can see, there's ads here on the right hand side, and this is something called Google AdWords, or PPC, which stands for pay per click. Now the good thing about PPC is it can get you on the first page of Google very quickly, and sometimes even within an hour. However, the downside is you have to pay a small fee every time your ad is clicked on. But as you can see here, there's actually a lot of people bidding to be on the front page of Google for this keyword, and so what that shows us is that this is actually a profitable campaign for them, or else they wouldn't be bidding to be on the first page. The second way to rank on the first page of Google is through something called search engine optimization, or SEO for short. And as you can see, the guys here on the front page are benefiting from some sort of SEO and getting on the first page instead of on page 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or beyond. And it's important to be on the first page because over 80% of people that perform a search don't actually get past the first page. So Nick, you can have the best company, you could offer the best services, you could have the best photos, you could have the best pricing, you could be the most ethical company out there, but unfortunately, if no one's going to see your website, they won't know about any of that. So that's why it's very important to hold rankings on the first page, because that truly is the most lucrative online real estate that you can have. Now, the good thing about SEO is the fact that there's no charge every time somebody clicks to visit your website. However, the downside is that unlike PPC, it does take a few weeks and sometimes even a few months to get on the first page. So now what I want to do right now is I want to take you over to something called the Google Keyword Tool. And this is a tool that will show you how many times per month a certain phrase gets searched. Okay, so now we're over here on the Google Keyword Tool, and as you can see, I typed in the term Ontario photographer again, using this as the example. And if we come down here, what we're able to see right here is that that term gets searched 14,800 times per month, which is a ton of monthly searches. And if we see the approximate cost per click right here, it's $2.30. That means the people right here bidding for this ad are bidding on average $2.30 per click. So that shows how profitable it is for them to be on the front page, or else they wouldn't be paying $2.30 for every single click, because that would be a waste of money if they weren't actually getting clients out of it. So that shows us being on the first page for this term is extremely profitable. Now, this will also give us some other examples of terms we might want to try to rank your website for and get on the first page for. So it's a really cool tool, but like I said, back to this, it gets searched 14,800 times per month. Now, I usually tell my clients anything over 200 to 300 times per month is good. So you can imagine how good 14,800 searches per month is. But if we head over to Google, Nick, I actually wasn't able to find your site anywhere on the first 10 pages for this search term, which is the first 100 results. And the thing about this is, it's important to be on the very first page instead of on page 2 or 3, because studies show us that over 80% of people searching something don't even bother to get past the first page. So if you aren't on the first page of Google, then you probably won't get much traffic anyways. So Nick, the fact that you aren't anywhere on the first page or even anywhere within the first 10 pages means that you're missing out on literally thousands and thousands of people finding your site every single month. And if even just half of those people, so if 7,000 people found your site through Google every month, that would equal a lot of customers for you. But like I said, I couldn't find you anywhere on the first page or within the first 10 pages. However, there is good news. If you want help ranking on the first page of Google, I can help you with that, and I would be more than happy to provide you with that assistance. And this is actually how I work. I offer 3, 6, and 12-month agreements, and you would be the only one in that industry that I would do business with, so I wouldn't do business with any of your competitors. And right now I'm actually offering a special Christmas bonus. So if you sign up by Christmas, I'll give you 66% off your first month, and I'll even create a mobile-friendly version of your website for free, which usually costs about $497. And having a mobile version of your website is extremely important these days, because more and more people are using their mobile devices, such as their smartphones and tablets, to use the internet, and very few people actually use a desktop or laptop anymore. And if a site's not mobile friendly, it's going to be tough to navigate. So if you have a mobile website, you're going to be one step ahead of your competitors already. So if this is something you want to get started on, you could go ahead and send me an email at Brian, BRYAN, at localseomanagers.com, or you can send me a message on LinkedIn, and I can provide you with the next steps, and we can get started ranking your site on the first page of Google. And also, I'll be sending you over a Can You Endorse Me request on LinkedIn, and I would be happy to have you review if you were happy with the results of my work. So Nick, thank you again so much for this opportunity. I know I had a lot of fun creating this video, and I hope it provided you with some insights on how you could better improve your online exposure. Alright, I'll talk to you later.